Hi everyone, here to talk a little bit more about propagating fig trees from fig tree cuttings. Looking at the first video, I realized I didn't really talk about the most important aspect of growing figs, and that's the fig itself and being able to eat these figs. They come in a lot of different subtle flavors and textures. Some have more seeds in them than others, give you that little bit of crunch. I had fig last year. It was an unknown, so I don't know exactly what it is, but it had a lot of sweetness in the skin itself, in addition to the whole fig. And some people report figs with subtle melon flavors, strawberry flavors, certain berry flavors. I had a fig that tasted a lot like raspberry jam, and when I picked it, it was almost like a gooey type of jam consistency. So, there's a lot of different variations in that's why people are growing them. And that's one of the fun aspects of growing them is, of course, tasting the different figs. Here's one that just has a very, good name that you'd want to try. It's called Raspberry Latte. And this particular fig was found by accident underneath some other fig trees in someone's nursery, and so be interesting to eventually get a fig off of this one and see what it get a sample of it, see what it tastes like. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that it's not all success. Here are two figs, Ventura. I've got old labels from last year on them, so ignore that. But both started at the same time. This fig's not doing too well. I don't know what's going on with it. And this one's doing okay. It could be that the cutting itself is very thin. So I don't know if that's one of the reasons, but they both have, it appears to be good root growth. But this one just started looking a little limp and don't know what's going on with it. Figs are also grown all over the world. You've got figs with names of various countries. You've got Israeli figs, you've got Lebanese figs, Greek fig, of course, Italian figs. A lot of figs are grown in France. So you bring that aspect of figs to the table too, where you've got figs from all types of origins, geographical locations. Thought I'd show you, this Negrone fig, also known as Violet de Bordeaux, if I'm not mangling the French on that. This fig here was started April 1st, and look at the root growth on this. It's a very vigorous grower. I mean, it's almost overnight that you get all this significant root growth here, and others I think I mentioned in the first video are slow growers. Another thing I wanted to show you here is that some of the problems you might see as you're attempting to get to the point where roots are showing. This particular cutting is a Desert King cutting, and there's rot going on both ends of this cutting. So I don't see any initials going on, so I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to try to save this. I'm going to trim off these ends, try to get past that rot, that black area you can see, and also on the other end. Now, hopefully you have multiple cuttings, or if you have a long cutting you can cut it in half, just for insurance. So when these things happen, you don't have to wait until next year for these cuttings to become available, and so you can try to attempt to grow it and lose a whole year. So I'm going to put that back. I had this in the sphagnum peat moss, so I'll put that back, and hopefully I'll have some success with that. Here's another one that I have that has some initials on the end, so I think I might try to throw that into the perlite and vermiculite mixture. As you can see, it's almost like when you leave an onion in the refrigerator too long and you've got this growth that sort of, doesn't have any green chlorophyll in it because it's in a dark area. But these have rotted away. But when you put this in the vermiculite and perlite mixture, you'll start to get either some new growth off of these same locations, or you'll see some new buds start to form on the side, and you'll get leaves from those locations. As you can see here, you can see that little green dot there. That's a new bud trying to break out there. So I'm gonna, here's my insurance policy right here. Hopefully, I'll get this variety fig from that if the other one doesn't make it. This particular fig here is called Atriano. It's supposed to be a very nice fig and a large fig. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in a cup and get it onto its next stage. Thought I'd show you how to do that again. Here's the mixture. Again, I like to water it in, then let the excess run out. Now I have pictures of figs from last year, and if I can figure out the software, I'll try to fade those in and out of this video so you get an idea of what some fresh figs look like. Or you can just go ahead and Google online, see what other people have posted as far as figs that they've grown. Here's a cutting of Violet de Bardot, and I had a lot of trouble with this. Every time I put it in the bag, the next day I'd open it up and it'd have fuzzy mold all over it. And I'd just take a toothbrush to it under running cold water. And some people like to use a solution of 10% Clorox bleach in water. And after scrubbing with, say, just regular dish washing detergent, go ahead and then scrub with the mixture of the Clorox bleach and water. I've tried using an antibacterial soap. I thought, antibacterial, maybe that'll help. But this time here I just scrubbed under cold water each time and put it back in the bag, and gave this cutting enough time to form roots, so I can go ahead and pot this one up too, or put it in the cup. So I think that's about all I wanted to mention in this video, and like I said, I'll try to see if I can add those pictures so you have an idea of why you're putting all this effort into growing figs in the first place, and that's the, as I say, the fruits of your labor, and that would be the fig itself and enjoying some nice fresh figs off of your fig tree. So I guess maybe the next video I'll do is transferring my figs to a soil mixture and showing you that process and how at least how I go about doing it. So hope you enjoy this video, and good luck growing your figs.